Hello boys and girls, your host Nipuk here with another episode. I was asked a few days ago to do a short deposition of what to do if you are in your car and suddenly wheel off into a lake or river. Yes, it sounds weird, but weirdness is something what we do on this channel anyway, so hell yeah, why not? Bridges collapse, roads flood, and GPS errors can mistakenly send you park into a lake. A sudden and unexpected immersion of water can quickly turn your car into a suffocating death trap. According to the experts who train law enforcement officers and others on underwater vehicle escape, you've got about a minute to get out alive. Time is critical, and if you touch your cell phone, you are probably going to die. Every year, an estimated 400 people die from drowning in sinking cars, with most submerged car accidents happen in coastal states. Luckily, we can apply science, math, and a little of survival knowledge, so you will never end up on the fast lane to a watery death. One of the biggest problems with being stuck in a sinking car is that you have to contend with outside water pressure, putting a tremendous amount of force on the car. This is what makes it nearly impossible to open a car door or window until pressure is equalized. To reach equalization, the car would need to be completely submerged and filled with water. And if you have reached this point, your chances of survival are very slim. The best way to get out of a sinking car is to get out before it sinks underwater. If you can open the window or door right away and get out, you should be fine. However, if the car goes underwater, you have a problem. To figure out why speed is so important to survival, you need to educate yourself with this simple pressure formula. But that means the deeper the car sinks, the faster pressure all around the car increases. The same thing happens in air, but air has a density of 1.2 kilograms per cubic meter and water has a density 1000 times that. If you go down 10 meters, which is way too far, the total pressure due to the water plus the atmosphere above it is twice that at the surface of the water. To provide perspective, we might consider a door that measures 1 square meter. If the pressure on the outside of the door is just 1/10 of atmospheric pressure, then this would be a total force of 10,000 newtons. Since the water increases the pressure on the outside of the door, it's pretty much impossible to open it. You might be able to open the window, but even there, the water pushes on the window that much, it will likely be stuck and not move down at all. Before you can worry about drowning, you first have to survive the impact, meaning it's vital that you keep your seatbelt on. It might seem like a time-saving measure to unbuckle before impact, but because of the unpredictable nature of a car crash, you can't be sure you won't hit your head on something and pass out. You also need to increase your stopping distance. If you are smashed up against the dashboard when the car hits the water, you're getting to stop in the same distance the car stops. However, if you have a seatbelt on or the car uses an airbag, you can continue moving forward as the car stops. This means you will stop over a large distance than the car. Stopping over a large distance will decrease your acceleration. It's the high acceleration that causes injury, or worse. Once the car hits the water, undo your seatbelt and get to work. Roll down the window instead. Opening the door is very difficult against the water pressure. In the event that you manage to get the door open, water is going to rush into the vehicle, which can be even more disorienting and will make the car sink faster. Because the door isn't an option, you will only have 30 to 60 seconds until the water rises to the bottom of the passenger window. After that, the water pressure will force the window against the door frame, making it impossible to roll down. Since most vehicles have electronically controlled window, electrical circuits could short before you have a chance to roll them down. In that case, you will need a tool to break the window. Two of the most popular are the life hammer, which has a hardened steel point to keep crack open the window, and the Rescue Me keychain, which uses a spring-loaded mechanism to shatter glass. If you plan on practicing with either one of these, take it from personal experience and wear gloves. Otherwise, you will cut your hands. Make sure these tools are within reach at all times, otherwise you will never get to them in time. And they won't work underwater. You can also use the metal part of the head holders to shatter glass, but in any case, you need to act quickly. Everybody should go out their own window if possible, but the kids are going to have a harder time fighting through the rush of water, so push them out if you have to. The best way is starting with the older kids and taking the youngest out in your arms. Swim through the broken window as fast as possible. If you fail to get a window rolled down or broken, you will still have the slightest chances to escape. Once water fills the car, the pressure will be equalized and you will be able to open the door. But to do this, you will also have to be an expert at holding your breath in an extremely stressful situation, which means that unless you are a modern-day Houdini, the odds are pretty slim. Your best bet is to maximize your efforts during those first precious seconds to remove yourself and children from a sinking car. Drive safe and take care. Bye-bye.